What's going on, people? Apologies, technical difficulties well beyond our control. Um, but as you see, we are back. We had to kind of change up the format a little bit to try something else. But we are back, and we want to go ahead and pick up the momentum as best we can. So we'll give folks a few ticks to get back in here, and we can jump right back into it. All right. Is that my brother Chris there? What's going on, Chris? Hey, Mr. Pittman, good to see you back, buddy. Yeah, Tyrone Miller. I'm always expecting to see you, brother. Well, that's right. He back with us. See what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. That's my guy right there. Yeah, we want to give, like I said, we just give folks a few ticks to try to slide back in here. You know, maybe again, if we got some questions, we're set up, we're primed and ready. Take care of any questions you guys may have. So fire at will. But in the meantime and in between time, as I said before, I'm kind of wrestling back and forth with the message that I got written down, and the one that I think I'm a little more personally invested in my head right now, and that's why I keep kind of blurring the lines as to what I'm speaking on. I do apologize for any confusion because I'm sure I've confused a few people because I've confused myself. But I just want to I want to get to one of these things that it's overlooked a lot. And I was last night we were watching Felix and Nova, and Nova was speaking. Well, Felix was speaking about just dealing with the pressures and everything, and how sometimes he's not able to as effectively communicate about a thing. And Nova used a great line that, and it really resonated for me. And she said it was called, she recognized his distress language. That's big. I think that's very important. Because we all tend to operate towards each other as if the next person has got everything together. Like the next person is operating out of perfect energy and there's nothing wrong and they got paid on time and every penny they were supposed to get was there and nobody cut them off in traffic and their sister didn't call them and ask them to do something they didn't want to do. Like, we treat the next person as if they don't have anything else going on. And in treating people like that, we kind of ignore that they're not always centered to deal with our crap. We talk a lot about being transparent in our conversation, the way we talk, the way we speak to each other and things we talk about. But I don't think enough people have the kind of conversation to be transparent about what you're dealing with. Your triggers, the things that make you sad, the things that make you angry, the things that spark your insecurity. I think it's missing. And this is me going on record as recommending that if you are going to invest that type of time and energy with a person, that you're going to try to build a life with them. And let's not complicate it by adding a third party here. If you're going to build a life with a person, that they should understand what your triggers are. And I do mean that in the psychological sense, as the things that trigger you to a negative emotion. Mm-hmm. So I want to give everybody, if you check back into this live or You may watch it at another time. I want to give you my own version of homework. Check in with your partner. And I don't mean that cursory, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm okay, because we do that to each other all the time. But instead of just giving the cursory, I'm okay, tell the truth. I'm not feeling as strong as I want to feel today. I don't feel good about whatever, and you're allowed to have those feelings. I actually had a couple days like that this week. So understanding that much, it just kind of makes it important to identify with your mate as far as the things that you need to tend to. We spend a lot of time speaking on how to balance relationships. And I kind of gloss over that I have to be in my own version of balance to be able to balance with them. It doesn't make sense for me to get on my high horse and talk about how easy I find it to be able to deal with multiple personalities. And not that anybody's crazy. I'm just talking about the multiple people in our lives. To deal with the multiple personalities and everything. But I think in being very responsible, I remember a time that I could not have really done it because I wasn't in balance with myself. I didn't have the tools to repair me. I had a lot of Band-Aids, but I didn't have tools that would repair me. The ways that I was broken and damaged and miseducated, I missed out on the personal repair. Then Tyra comes along and she shows me something different. And it made me want more for myself so I could give more to her. And it made me want to be better. I don't know if everybody subscribes to the energy exchange. I do, completely. Is it fair to say we all subscribe to that? I like to say that's fair. I understand now that I was operating out of an energy that was not conducive to what I ultimately wanted. I had the right intention. I absolutely had the right intention, but I did not have the life experience. I'm big on that right now. I'm huge on life experience right now. I mean, every failure is a lesson. You learn something. Every time something doesn't go right, you understand something a little bit more about yourself. So don't ever disclude when things don't go right, because you learn. And information is the most powerful thing that you could ever have. The better you understand how you work, how you connect to other people, it helps. It helps. That's the best thing for me to say. It helps. Like I said earlier, I wrote a real clever line here, and I thought it was clever, so I absolutely want to put it out there. So I'm going to read it. Because what I do is I'm trying to give you guys a glimpse into my process. I just write talking points down, things that I definitely want to touch on. So once I handle that part, then I move into the rest. But here's what I wrote down. When we speak about open communication, we don't just mean letting each other know we're feeling someone else, but when we also let each other know when we're not quite feeling like ourselves. I think that is a wonderful line. I think the introspective vantage point for that is universal. Everybody should understand when they don't feel quite right. And you should feel safe in your relationship to let your mate know that I just don't feel quite like myself today. Today is not that day that I have all the tools necessary to be able to fend off all the garbage that's coming my way. I don't have the kind of patience it's going to take right now to help this other person with their problem. So I need to take that time for myself. And actually, my love Ash, she actually sent this to me in because I asked her. I trust her judgment, and I asked her about a topic today. And one of the topics that she did touch on was taking time for yourself when you are in the middle of dealing with other people. And this is one of those things that I'm speaking about as far as taking the time to give yourself some time to be not okay. I'm not saying wallow in self-pity and sorrow and things like that, because if that's the case, then you might want to check into some professional help to see if there's an issue of depression. But I'm speaking on today. I just woke up and I just didn't feel great. And it's not because the weather's nasty outside or I didn't sleep good. I just woke up and I just didn't feel I had all my pieces together. You should feel safe to have that conversation with your mate.
Absolutely.
We got anything going on over there? Because if we don't, I think we're just gonna go and wrap this up.
We just have notifications of people that are watching. Willie said good evening.
Guys, I see Willie right there. I didn't scroll down anywhere.
Jasmine said, hey. Sunshine said, hi, beautiful people.
Hello, hi.
Dana and Nikki and Kurt are here.
Hey, family. Got to get over there to see you, Nick. Miss you, boo. And that's all we got.
I can't see none of those other names for whatever reason.
Oh, hold on a second, folks. We're trying to put some things together. Wow, we got a few folks in here. Yeah. All right. Well, it's often asked what the secret is. I don't know that there's a secret. I think it's more of a conscious decision to say that we're going to work on this together. Mm-hmm. We're going to be as responsible to and for each other as possible without trying to control the next person. That's an area I struggled in. I struggled in mightily, as a matter of fact. But I think I'm doing better. There you go. She says I am. Sorry.
It takes a level of maturity. Definitely takes a level of maturity, because you have to be able to process without allowing negativity to creep into you about everything.
It's easy when you focus on a common goal. And our goal is to be happy. And we find 1,000 reasons a day just to be happy, not only with each other, but by ourselves. So when we're away from each other during the day, handling business, however we got to handle business, we're not like puppies when you get home and we're jumping all over each other, because we carry our own happiness with us. So when our happiness come together, it just radiates. And it creates something bigger, something greater than what we individually start out with. And I really like to believe that is what love is supposed to be about. It's supposed to make you bigger. It's supposed to make you greater. It's supposed to make you feel braver and stronger. And I'm 48 years old. I say it all the time. I can sit down and on one hand, I can tell you all the things that's wrong with me. and I'll have some fingers left over because I feel amazing. And I understand and I completely credit it to the fact that I have love all over me.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
All
funny.
over me, under me, around me.
Okay then.
One quick second.
Mhm.
It's The Ethical Slut, and what's the other book?
Smart Girl's Guide to Polyamory.
Okay. I'm typing it in for Willie.
Okay. Well, folks, I don't think there's a lot of fresh information to be exchanged. I hope for everybody that did get a chance to pop back in with us. I appreciate your diligence in coming back because I know personally, unless I'm really, really interested, there's no way in the world I'd have followed somebody for 3 different lives, and I wouldn't have done it.
Y'all.
But we definitely appreciate everybody who did, and for those who did catch in on the tail end, glad you didn't have to deal with the interruption. But I'm pretty sure that.
And we're sorry it threw us off this week.
It did. But for everybody that is still here, we are actually doing a live. We have been, we were requested to do a PolyTalk live tomorrow night, 10 p.m. on Black Poly Nation. If you're not already a member, please send your go and shoot a friend request there. This is an entire nationwide community of poly folk, or at the very least, people who identify as poly.
Yeah.
So if that's what you're looking for, that's the space you probably need to be in.
And it's a great community.
Yeah, everybody so far has been pretty decent. We've been part of a lot of different online poly communities, and most of them left a lot to be desired. It's just a bunch of we looking for a third. But in Black Poly Nation, there are resources. They actually host meet and greets per city. If you have enough people in your city, then you can chapter and you can host meet and greets for Black Poly Nation. I definitely would like to put together some more folks in the Pittsburgh, in the general Pittsburgh area, so we might be able to get one here. But if not, looks like we'll have to either slide over to Maryland or over to Philly or something. But I guess that basically gives us an excuse to go somewhere. Yeah, Columbus too. They do have them in Columbus. But that's where we will be tomorrow night, 10 p.m. We do have a whole plan actually worked up for that tomorrow. Because we are actually targeting our core dynamic, and that is people who are interested in pursuing a poly dynamic. So for everybody who is supportive and understanding of this lifestyle choice, we definitely recommend you get over there. They have this series that Dev White, I'm imagining that he's the chief moderator over there. He instituted for lives every Tuesday and Thursday. We are going to try to stick to our Wednesday nights because this is just where we're comfortable. We're trying to build our own audience here. But every now and again, we will go ahead and we'll check in with those guys because there's a lot of good information over there. So please, understanding that we don't get on till late tomorrow night, there will be other people coming on. So at the very least, check them out because even if you don't agree with it all, you can at least learn a different perspective. And in this life, as I said earlier, man, information is the most valuable commodity you can ever have. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to check out for the night. We are Regal Love, and we thank you for checking in. As always, we share our information and we share our love with you all. I'm Eddie.
Tyra.
Tanya.
And we all wish you a good night.
Right.